From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock here, April 5th. Thank you for joining me for your live weather at noon. I want to kick off taking a look at watch warning map, and sure enough, tornado watch now for Hardin and Tishomingo County. This goes till 7, but don't let that time fool you. It's definitely going to be expanded eastward for probably much of our counties within that time or just a little bit later. So that's just the initial batch. We'll see this expanded here in due time as the threat increases over the next 6 to 12 hours. So your threat out here in Hardin County, Tishomingo County is not going to maximize till, like I said, I'd say about 7-8 hours from now through and just past sunset and into this evening. Let's break it down first by looking at conditions across the area. Already in the 80s here in northwestern Alabama, dew points in the 60s. When you see those dew points in the mid-60s, that's whenever you start to get those conditions favorable for thunderstorm activity. We'll call it lower 80s here indeed in Savannah, southern middle Tennessee as a whole, really. Dew points also in the mid-60s. Winds are really pretty gusty. I've seen some 25s, even near 30 across the area out of the south there. So that's that transport, that warm, moist air we've got coming up here. And that's why we're settling steadily into lower to mid-80s through this afternoon. Notice those rain chances ticking on up as we head through this evening and into tonight. That's going to be the time frame to watch for the severe weather. Bulk of us are in the level 3 out of 5 risk as you head out towards I-65, a level 2 out of 5 risk. But notice out west, you actually got a level 4 out of 5 risk now here as the wind chances continue to increase, especially with bowing segments possible through this afternoon and evening. Let's walk through here. Damaging winds, 60, 70 miles an hour with most of us in that core area of level 3 out of 5. Yeah. That's definitely cause for concern. Now, it doesn't matter if it's 60, 70 miles an hour straight line or rotating, that's enough to do some damage, but also a few tornadoes will be possible within that line, so we have to watch that very carefully, again, through tonight, late tonight, and into the pre-dawn hours of early tomorrow morning. Hail's not a huge concern because you got to think about hail is usually more common with those supercell type things where you get those big updrafts and they can develop hail. This is more of a line situation, so we're not seeing huge hail concerns, but this also being a line situation that kind of builds on itself in that situation. We get those higher flooding chances, pretty significant flooding chances, in fact, through Tennessee, northwestern Alabama, especially the shoals, and out towards northern Mississippi. We're all in that flood watch already. We already have a lot of flash flood warnings popping off across the area, so it's really no surprise that we have that to look forward to or not look forward to, depending on how you look at it, through tonight and into tomorrow morning. And of course, this being another nocturnal event, like it feels like the last million events have been, you're going to want to have a loud way to get warnings. So let's walk through it here. Scan this QR code to download to have our app access all the time, free on the iOS Apple Store and the Google Play Store. Of course, we'll let you know if any notifications of tornado warnings, things like that. And when we go live, we usually push it out for warning updates. NOAA Weather Radio, if you've been tuning in to me over these last few weekends, I think you know what I'm about to say about this. Wake a dead man from his grave, because it's very true. These things are fantastic for these nighttime events where we're well past sunset and well before sunrise, where we have these risks of perhaps some severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings. You're going to want to have a loud way to get those warnings when you're asleep at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. And that is a fantastic way, one of many ways to do it. So let's talk about what we have afterwards, cooling down as this front moves through. Notice those upper 50s, lower 60s, but we do get back to the 70s pretty quickly, so spring will return. But for now, spring is definitely here to stay for the next, I'd say, about 24 hours. Let's get through tonight. Again, severe weather chances looking possible. Level 3 out of 5 for a lot of us. And then out west, we actually have that level 4 out of 5 risk. Damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour are the main concern. A few tornado warnings could pop off too, so we'll watch that very, very closely. And again, this being a late night situation, have a loud way to get warnings. Stay with us. We'll keep you updated. Nicer weather afterwards with maybe a few rain chances by Thursday, but those don't look too significant. Maybe some areas flirt with freezing there Monday night into Tuesday. And as we head later on, like I said, spring returns, 60s and 70s is the story. Thanks for joining me here for this forecast update. Of course, through the day, as watches, warnings, and the like are issued, we'll be with you with updates. And I'll be with you at 6 and 9 for your regularly scheduled forecast updates then.
You're watching the